So this Royal Enfield 350, about 20 horsepower, about 27 newton meters of torque. Who in their right mind buys a bike like that? Well, I did, and I'm going to tell you why. Ross here from Biker Talk, out and about today on the Royal Enfield 350 Meteor. So I've owned this bike for about 4 years now, and the reason I bought it is very different from the reason that I've kept it. So I bought it because my son at the time was on his L's, or just got his L's, my eldest son, and I thought we needed a little bike just for him to learn on. I thought the Meteor was a good option. I kept it because I find I ride this more than any other bike. My son doesn't ride it anymore, he's nearly on his full licence. We've got another Royal Enfield 650 in the garage. He kind of takes that out more often than not. But this is my go-to bike when I commute because it's great for that. But today I'm not commuting. Today I'm heading down through the Royal National Park with a couple of mates for a coffee and an empanada maybe, we'll see. And it's not a bike that I normally take down through that route. So on the way down there I'm going to tell you a little bit about the bike, how I found owning it for 4 years, and what are some of the modifications I've done to it in that time. So just going to turn off here into the start of the Nasho and see who's there. I might be the first one actually. I just got a message from Benny. Ben's out, so it might just be Maddie and myself today. Someone's down there. That looks like Ricardo. I think it is Ricardo. That's Ricardo and Maddie.
What a Meteor.
I did. I haven't brought it out on a run like this for a while, so I thought I'd take it for a run.
Yeah.
Very different to yesterday's bike.
Yeah.
So the Royal Enfield 350 Meteor, it's the kind of bike that really only appeals to a certain kind of nutter like myself. 20 horsepower, probably not enough, but this is such a wonderfully over-engineered little engine that has so much character. And that's kind of the reason I kept it. It's just this wonderfully characterful, enjoyable bike to ride. Now when I'm commuting on it, I mean, most of the time I'm only doing 40, 50, 60 Ks. I do have a little stretch of road that's a freeway that's 100 K zone, and this bike will sit at 100, 110, no dramas at all. Okay, so let's get on the freeway, see how it goes. So speed limit's 100 for about, I don't know, 5 or 6 Ks. Okay, getting up to speed. Got to be honest, these cars are probably holding me up a little bit. Let's just get across. Okay, top gear. Easily doing 100. Still holding me up, so let's get around these guys again. So anyone who says these Royal Enfield 350s can't do highway speeds, absolute rubbish. I'm sitting on 100 here, my throttle is not pinned, the bike feels pretty composed. Gonna get across because I don't like being that close to that car. There we go. So we're just ticking just over 100 now. Absolutely fine. It probably doesn't want to go too much faster than that. But 100 on the freeway, no dramas at all. And I know a lot of people sort of say, well, it'd be nice to have a bit more power to overtake, or you need more power to overtake, it's not safe. I think when you know you only have 20 horsepower to work with, you really plan your ride and you plan your overtakes. You simply maybe don't do those overtakes that you would do on a more powerful bike. So it's all about knowing the bike that you're on. And when I ride this, I ride it accordingly. Now, I'm riding through the Nasho here with the boys. This is an 80 zone. We're sitting in 4th gear, 80. I'm keeping up with these guys easily. So it's not like the bike's holding me up on this kind of ride either. So I don't see it being such an issue. Would I want this as my only bike to tour on? Probably not, but as a second bike, wonderful piece of kit. I think they look great. They look great stock. Now this is the Supernova version. It's got the machined rims. It's got the rear backrest. I think it had a screen when we bought it as well. I took that off because I wasn't really a massive fan. But for the price of these Royal Enfields, they're such a great option. And in 3 years of ownership, I've had no dramas with it at all, except for the clock. I got a crack in the glass, and I've got to say, Royal Enfield, replace that, no dramas at all. So I have made some modifications to this bike. Mostly cosmetic, but a couple of little performance mods. I did put a high flow air filter in it about 12, 18 months ago. And that definitely helped the bike breathe a little bit better. I've also put an aftermarket exhaust that reduced a bit of weight and does sound better than the stock exhaust. So cosmetically, I've got the TEC bike parts clutch and brake lever. I think they look great. They're adjustable too, so I've actually adjusted them to suit me. The stock levers were okay, but I felt they looked a bit cheap. These are really nice black CNC numbers. I've got the TEC bike parts bar end mirrors. I think they really clean up the front end of the bike, so the bars look good. I really didn't like those stalky mirrors the bike came with. They used to vibrate, so no vibrations out of these ones, which is great. I put the TEC bike parts clutch arm cover on there, which just neatens that up where the clutch cable comes in. And I've just put a TEC tail tidy on this bike, and that's really neatened up the back end. So am I going to do any other mods to this bike? Yeah, I do have a couple of other things planned. TEC now sell a performance camshaft for the 350s, which if you have an aftermarket air filter and an aftermarket exhaust and a fuel X installed, they claim it'll give you up to 25% more power. So that should make a massive difference, I would think. So all the parts I just mentioned you can find on our website, bikertalk.com.au. We have a selected range of parts from TEC in stock, but we can get their whole range in if you're after them. But I think the bike's a keeper. It'll do me as my commuter for a while. My younger son now is on his learner's permit, so he's been riding this bike as well. So all of the 350s, the Royal Enfield 350s, are great little bikes. I love the classic 350. I love the Bullet 350, and I took that on a big tour, and it was fine. Not a massive fan of the Hunter. That bike to me just felt a little bit small for me, but you know, it's definitely got a market. It's the same engine, so it's, you know, that's a wonderful little thing. So these bikes are definitely popular in India and I suppose through Asia. I also think they're gaining popularity in Australia. I think a lot of people are understanding, you know, you don't need all that horsepower all the time. And for a commuter or for a little Sunday runabout like this, they are excellent. So any myths about reliability, I think, are completely irrelevant. Now, I know you're going to say, oh, it's only got 16,000 Ks on this bike. Yeah, that's true. But my partner has a Continental GT 650, and her bike's done it's done over 40,000 Ks now. We've just replaced the chain and the front and rear sprockets because they were just worn after 40,000 Ks. I think that's pretty reasonable. Apart from that, absolutely no issues with her bike apart from a puncture in the tyre, which was a pain in the ass because they're tubed. Couldn't fix it on the side of the road because it didn't have a tube and it was a Sunday night. So reliability, no dramas at all. It's a sort of bike that I kind of don't ride. I mean, I commute on it, and that's kind of the only riding that I do. But sometimes I'll go a couple of weeks when I don't ride it, or even 3 weeks, and I don't get a chance to ride it because we have other press bikes, and I use those for commuters and whatnot. I think, oh, maybe I'll sell it. Then I jump on it, and it just makes me smile. It's just a wonderful little bike. It sounds great, it feels great, it's really comfortable. Just remembered the other mod that I'm going to make. I just put an aftermarket seat, or I had a seat made up for my BMW R18. Mick from MJM down there at Goulburn made that seat up for me, and it is fantastic. Now, the seat on this bike is comfortable, and when I first reviewed it, when I first rode it, I said, you know, the most comfortable seat in the Royal Enfield range. It's still pretty good, but I have noticed in that 4 years that the foam does feel like it's getting a little bit spongy. So maybe, you know, they're using a cheaper quality foam. Feels like it's flattening out a little bit. Maybe I'll put on a few kilos. Probably all of the above. So I think I'll take the seat down to Mick to get it, to get him to look at it. Tell you what, these Harley riders up ahead are slowing everyone down. Sorry, Harley riders. One thing I haven't mentioned about this bike that I really love is the heel shifter. When I first reviewed it, I was like, oh, I don't really like that. Having lived with it, it is fantastic. It's a little bit flimsy, and I know TEC used to make a aftermarket heel and toe shifter, but I don't think they make it anymore. Otherwise, that would be on here as well. But all the gear from TEC is really high quality, really impressed with the levers. In fact, I've got a whole heap of TEC stuff on Amber's bike as well, on the Continental GT. We've got levers, mirrors, headlight bracket. I'm sure there's some other stuff on that bike. It's all really high quality gear. So even if you're not in Australia watching this and you're after some of their parts, head over to TEC and pick them up, because they are fantastic. Really well made, really nice guys to deal with as well. Matt and the team there, the guys that I deal with, really responsive with emails, always letting us know what new parts are coming in. And full disclosure, they sent us these parts to fit to the bike to test out, because I knew we were selling them. I knew I was doing some mods to this, so big thanks to the guys at TEC for doing that. So what do I love about the Royal Enfield 350 Meteor? Well, pretty much everything. It's a beautiful classic style bike, which, you know, that appeals to me. I love this heel shifter, something I never thought I'd be into, but it's great. I love the fact it's comfortable. It's really light, love it in traffic. It's seriously economical to run as well. It's a 15-litre fuel tank. I get about 400 k's plus out of a tank. That's unbelievable. The great thing about these is also maintenance. You can do a lot of the work yourself, because they're a really simple engine. Now, I'll do oil filters, I'll do air filters, I'll do valve clearances. Anything more than that, I send it in to John, but I send it in to him, you know, just, you know, once every 12 months or so to do a service anyway, just to keep that warranty intact, get that book stamped. Not that I'm going to be selling it, so I don't see that as an issue. But yeah, the Royal Enfield 350 Meteor, it's a keeper. This is a really beautiful part of the world down here on the New South Wales south coast, just south of Sydney. You'll see as we pop out here, it's just such a great view down the coastline. You see the Seacliff Bridge. Now, I've been doing this ride, well, with my mates. We do it pretty much every weekend, but I've been doing this ride for about 30 years. I used to come here with my dad all the time when he was alive, and we used to ride down through here to exactly this same coffee shop and pie shop. So now it's something I do with my mates, and my boys and my partner Amber come down here occasionally as well. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. As I said, check out the website. It's not just a shop. We've got plenty of news and reviews and stories on there. Hopefully you'll find something there you like to read, have a look at. Some great photos as well. Check it out, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. You okay, princess?